Book 76 of 2019 was It's Not Okay to Feel Blue and Other Lies by Scarlett Curtis. So I listened to this book on audio and I was kind of really interested when I heard the premise of the book, because it was kind of posited as a collection of kind of contributions from various different people about their experiences in mental health. So I thought that sounds great. That'll be really, really interesting to find out how different people feel about mental health and what their experience of it is, and it'll be quite interesting to see, you know, the differences between it. But actually, out of 79 chapters, there was only a handful of them that were any good and that were actually talking about their own experiences of mental health. There was quite a few that were really badly written. Obviously, I was listening to it on audio, but I can imagine what it would be like written down. And I got fed up of people just complaining about how they didn't know what to write and blah blah blah, and it's like, you're in a book, for God's sake. Like, you don't write like that. Like, we all have those thoughts when we're writing something, but we don't put it in the book. Like, you don't like if I'm writing an article, I don't go, oh, I don't know what to put in the article. Or if I'm doing these videos, I don't go, oh, well, you know what, I didn't know what I actually wanted to say, but you know, I've figured it out now. Like, you just don't do that. And so as well, like, the people that are in the book are in the public eye. The people who are, you know, famous, who I would not necessarily go to for advice about personal things like mental health. I understand why they were maybe asked, because they're well known, and I also think that the audiobook would have been a lot better if they were narrated by those people. And they were, some of them, but often they weren't. So I was kind of really disappointed at the quality of the actual book as a whole. I would have edited it better, and I would have not included a lot of them. I would have got rid of the ones that were quite poor and whiny. Like, a lot of them were very self-indulgent, very autobiographical, and only vaguely alluding to mental health. And I just kind of thought, it's a book about mental health, it's a book about feeling blue and feelings and things, and you're taking the time to talk about yourself a lot. And I thought that's not really kind of very helpful to somebody who's bought it, who's kind of interested in the actual topic of the book. What else was there? Also, what I kind of noticed about this book was that the people that were talking about mental health issues were given a very typical response to mental health. So, for example, the ones that talked about having depression and experience of depression, it was all very similar experiences. And that worries me, because it's very, very unrepresentative of mental health issues. I think the problem is a lot of people that are open in the media and that people are kind of aware of view mental illness in a certain way, and what they neglect to kind of communicate is that everybody experiences the disorder differently. We're all individuals, we all have individual brains and brain chemistry, and we all experience them differently. So, for example, you know, somebody experienced depression, the typical response to that is to be in your bed, not being able to get up, not being able to wash, not being able to go about life, having suicidal thoughts. Also, this is what was in the book, feeling very bad about yourself and feeling like you don't have much self-worth. Now, I would argue that there are other instances of depression where you can get out of bed, you can do your daily life, and you make yourself do that, and that you do have self-worth, but that the things that are depressing you are more like, for example, relationships in your life. So it's not necessarily a problem with you, it's a problem with other people, and that's the reason that you're depressed. And that is kind of very much neglected in today's kind of mental health literature. It's very much the onus is on the person and how they don't have, you know, self-worth. And it's like, it's not for everybody that's the case. Like, in some instances people are very happy and confident, but it's other people around them that are making them feel depressed. And so, you know, it would be really useful to have a more representative reflection of mental health issues. I think generally the takeaway message from the book, and why it might be deemed as quite useful, is that because there's 79 chapters and there's 79 perspectives and people that are discussing it, well, probably not 79 because I think Scarlett Curtis does a couple, is that you're not alone. That if you are feeling unhappy and feeling sad or having struggles in your life, it's normal. It's completely normal. Everybody goes through it. You know, no person in the world is completely positive and happy all the time. It's just an unrealistic expectation of life. There will be times where it's awful and where you're having a really tough time and you need to take a while to get over it. You know, you need to take a couple of months, a year even, to get over whatever you've gone through. And so I think the takeaway message of the book was really useful. It's just a shame that it wasn't better put together and included a more representative sample of mental health issues.